So we are on page 358. This is one of the questions that we had skipped, and I thought it would be a good time to do it now, and I think there's one similar to this on your test. So Carmen has up to $15 to buy seeds. A package of vegetable seeds costs $1.50, and a package of flower seeds costs $2. To start off with, we need to write an inequality to represent this. So let's say she buys X amount of vegetable seeds and Y amounts of flower seeds. Each time she buys vegetable seeds, it'll cost $1.50. Each time she buys flower seeds, it costs $2. And this has to be less than or equal to $15. So sometimes in questions, we actually write out what X stood for. So we wrote out that X equals the number of vegetable seeds, Y equals the number of flower seeds. So in total, it has to be less than or equal to $15. So, part B. Can you figure out two possibilities that she could buy? So take some time, just find out. You're there at the store. What could you buy? You have up to $15. What's possible? Come up with two possibilities. All right, so part B. We'll start here. Logan, did you get one?
Yeah.
What did you get?
1.5 times 2 plus 2 times 6.
So 2 vegetable.
Yeah.
And 6 flour. How much was it going to cost you?
$15.
$15 exactly. Awesome. Okay. Gunner.
I had 6 vegetables.
6 vegetables. So 6 vegetable, that's going to cost you $9. And how many flours did you buy? 3. And that also equals perfectly 15. Okay. Now, did it have to equal perfectly 15? No. And so, what did you get?
3 vegetables and 5 flours.
And how much did that cost you? 3 of these would be $4.50 and 10, $14.50. Can you see that we could keep going? You see that another possibility, she's like, I don't like vegetables, and I don't like flowers. I'm going to spend $0 because I like money, and I'm going to take that money and spend it on chocolate bars instead. That could be a possibility as well, right? Because she has up to $15, but doesn't have to spend. So one of the things that we're going to look at in this question, and one of the things that is a good review for this unit, is we're going to draw a graph of this situation. So how do we, this is the good review for your test, how do we graph 2x, or 1.5x plus 2y less than or equal to 15? How do we graph that? Well, we need to graph our straight line. And one of the ways that you can graph this is you could get the y by itself by moving, first of all, get 2y by itself. I'm going to move the 1.5x to the other side, and then divide everything by 2. That would get it into y equals mx plus b form. So when I go to graph this, graph it big here. Here's my x-axis, here's my y-axis. My x-axis stood for veggies. Y-axis stood for flowers. And according to this, we have a y-intercept at 7.5. You had found, with your table of values, a couple of nice points. You had found out that it has 2, 6 on there. 2, 6 would be right there. And it would also have 6, 3. Right there. So if we drew this line, it would look like this. So how do you draw a straight line? Either you can use a bunch of the points that you know, and since we had found some nice points, they were nice to use, makes a straight line. You could find your x-intercepts and y-intercepts, use those 2 points to draw your straight line. You could have also used your slope, even though it was a decimal. It would mean that you go down, you would go down 0.75 and over a 1 each time as you went. So that would be another option that you could do. Down 0.75 over 1, down 0.75 over 1. So I think the points are nicer in this one because they're whole numbers. The slope and the y-intercept are decimals. Now, what makes this different than questions we've done before is in questions we've done before, with this you would do a test point. We already have some test points. We know that 0, 0 works. We know that 3, 5 works. We have found a couple of points that work. So normally, if this was just a shading question, you would shade everything below. But what makes this question a little bit different is we don't just shade everything below, because you can't buy negative vegetable seeds. You also can't buy half a package. They get mad at you if you go up there, you have your vegetable seeds, you get up there, you rip open the package, take out 1 carrot seed, and say, how much will that be? Yeah, that probably wouldn't go over very well. So what makes this one different is the solution is just a bunch of points. In fact, all of the points, and this is how we would show it, and on your test, I will give you a nice grid paper for this so that you can see exactly which ones are possible. So when we graph this, our solution would just be these points. Does that make sense? And like, you could buy this point right here, that's 1, 1. You could buy one package of vegetable seeds, one package of flower seeds, and you'd still spend less than $15. That's part of the solution. You cannot buy a point up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, comma, or that looks like 7, comma 5. You can't buy that because then you would spend too much money. So, in the rest of the questions here it says, can she buy 5 packages of vegetable seeds and 4 packages of flower seeds? So I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, comma 4 would be right there. According to my graph, it looks like it would be too much. We can test it with the equation. 5 times $1.50 is $7.50, plus 4 times 2 is 8. That will cost $15.50. And then for part D, what is the most you can spend and still have change? I think that's the one Ansa found, $14.50, right? So if she still wanted change back, she could spend $14.50. So how could I change this question slightly? Well, the question she says up to $15 could be changed to she has to spend less than $15. Then the most she could spend would be $14.50. So we have to be really careful in these questions that we're reading the details, but to show the graph of a word problem like this, it's just a bunch of dots that make sense. So I put one like this on your test for Wednesday. So I thought it would be good to review right now.